What is up, YouTube? We are back in the coach again, but this video isn't really about training. Whilst I'm going to train, and you can watch some bits of training, we're training legs, and I will give some tips on training legs, as always. But this video also is going to be about the whole fake natty debate that has been going crazy on my Instagram, because I just thought I'd just share my thoughts on it, because I haven't really actually spoke about it on my Instagram or anything. It's not really about, I'm not going to talk about the accusations to me, I'm just going to talk about what it's shown me and my thoughts on it, because yeah, it is crazy to think how many people like actually despise natural bodybuilders. Like, they just give natural bodybuilders so much hate, and I think it's worth discussing why that is and how we can improve it, and you know, the limitations on natural bodybuilding because of it, because it's a problem in my opinion. It's a bit of a problem, and it's always going to be a problem, but yeah, there's a lot to it. Like, this is the scale of it is clearly pretty crazy. But yeah, we'll get to that later. So training legs today. It's my last session before I go away for like 5 days, but because of my split, it's actually going to be, after today, it's going to be 6 days off, 6 days of rest, and I'll be back in on Monday. Oh, sorry, but I might train when I'm away. It depends on the gym setup. If the gym's good enough, I will do devolume sessions there just to keep things ticking over. If it's not, I will just rest and then I'll crack on from Monday, which for me it's needed. Like, I've been on a very good run of training. It's very tempting to just think like, oh, I don't need this, but I hadn't done a full devolume until since my diet started. So I did 1 week before the diet, I did a devolume, and that was a 15-week diet. And then after the 15-week diet, I did a devolume upper session, a devolume leg session, which for my leg session, how it's set up isn't that different. And then I just cracked on with full volume again. So I haven't actually had, and that was nearly 8 weeks ago. So I haven't actually had like a proper devolume in a very long time. So I really know it will suit me. I feel a bit battered. My sleep's not the best now, and I've been getting a bit ill. So it's definitely going to be a useful thing to do. So whilst we do that, you're going to see me train legs. It's just devolume, the volume's down a little bit. I'm still going to train hard, still going to crack on. There's still some good work to do, really. I want to give it my all into this session before I go away. But yeah, it's going to be a good session. I actually don't think I've shown this leg day on YouTube yet, because I've adjusted things quite a bit. And I'm quite excited to show you the setup, especially the leg press. It's good fun. But yeah, let's crack on with legs. And at the end, we'll get to the whole fake natty debate. Go! Go! Oh, fuck. If you're sick of having to sat loads away on an adductor, I found this technique that just makes it way harder and way more stimulus, and it's just like straightening out your leg. So I like hang my heel off the end, and so much harder, but the sensation I get from it is insane. The reason I started doing that is because the Cymex adductor that we used to have, I ran it like that. And I just felt like I get so much more stimulus kind of up the top of my adductors from the rear. It sounds like bro science. I mean, it is, but it felt really good, so I'm enjoying doing it like that. So yeah, that was a stack for 18 reps. And now I can just crack on. Less warm-ups needed. It's much easier. No throwing plates on and off. I've gone to the days where I'm just like everything like, oh, I need to put loads of weight on. That used to be me when I was younger. Now I'm just, how can I create high level stimulus, keeping fatigue down low, still training hard, and also just making the session a little bit more efficient. Oh, nice. Oh. So why are we banning this leg press? You're probably looking at me doing this thinking, why is he doing this? So essentially, the main reason I changed up this leg day is just for something new. Like genuinely, it's got to that stage, and I always preach, do the same stuff, keep doing it, and that's so true. I have done like the same leg day for years, pretty much, with hacks at the start before leg pressing. But what I've decided is a good thing to do now is if I'm taking, or I'm putting the hack later into the session, which the hack drops off at the top. It's heavier in the lengthened position, which is what we want typically for training the quads. However, having something in your session earlier on which biases that shortened position makes sense. Now, this leg press drops off massively. So I thought, band it, make it heavier in the short. The reason I still want to do this leg press instead of the pivot, which is heavier in the short, is because in terms of the pathway and the amount of knee flexion that I can create, and how stable it is, I much prefer this in my opinion. I absolutely love this leg press. So we're banding it, makes it really fun, it's fucking hard. You'll feel like your head's gonna burst when you get to the top a little bit. But what it does do is it really challenges my quads when they're fresh. Right now my quads are so fresh. So this is the time to challenge that shortened position, or I can get high quality out of it. And I do think there's something to be said there in terms of making sure you get strong at every resistance profile. Like there is an importance to doing that. So being good at challenging the short is important. And it gets so much blood into my quads that when I go into the hack, the stimulus I can create from the hack is better in my opinion. You might need a little bit more rest when you do stuff like this because it will just create a lot of, a bit more metabolic stress, a bit more lactic acid, a bit more pump. So just take your time. And yeah, it's a very enjoyable setup. I really enjoy it. So yeah, we're gonna give 300 kg a go again. Let's see what we get, which sounds light, but it's not when you've got these bands on it. One! Ha! Oh! Oh, fuck.
Good. Come on, let's go. Again, come on.
Oh! I always use the devolume as an opportunity to just strip things back a little bit, not in the sense of actually going lighter because I didn't, but I went into that set so chilled, proper pauses, very calm, composed, maximal knee flexion. That was it, because ultimately, if you can achieve that fader point with less load or less aggression and still have high quality work, you're just creating less systemic fatigue. And that was the whole point of that. So yeah, very happy. It was probably the best hack set I've done in a while in terms of pauses. Pretty good. Obviously, only having one set of leg press does help. The second set would ruin my quads. But then again, if I did do that, I would have had a 10-minute rest period before the hack, so it is kind of relative. But yeah, pretty happy with that. Oh! Oh! Fuck. So we're going on to this very modified movement, but it's really nice. So this is like a deadlift shrug machine, but it moves backwards. So if you face out of it, it forces way more hip flexion if you're doing a split squat. So I'm running like a single arm, it's like a dumbbell Bulgarian split squat, but it's a machine that's so much more stable. So it's going to work really nicely with me going into prep. I just wanted to switch up. I was doing the leg press and I was finding that no matter where I would put my stance and no matter how hard I would try and cue hip flexion, my quads would just come into it so much because I do have overpowering quads versus glutes. So opting for a movement like this, which forces me into hip flexion, is so much more desirable. So it works really nicely. And I also feel like the level of fatigue coming out of the movement isn't too high. A lot of the time split squats just bury you, but this feels really nice, really stable, and quite simple. Like once you know how to set it up, it's actually really easy. Oh! 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 Right, so the main topic of this video, let's get into it. The fake natty accusations. I've been exposed for being a fake natural. But yeah, so I posted an Instagram reel the other day of me posing and I said natty in the reel. And I knew why, like I knew what that was gonna cause, but I wanted to do it anyway just because it does boost the algorithm a bit, get a few more followers, why not, you know? And it gets people talking, which I find quite amusing, to be honest. But the first thing I want to address, this is what a lot of people would say, oh, people that say they're natty all the time can't be natural. Now, maybe just take a step back and think, do you not think if someone is natural with a good physique, they're going to say they're natural a lot because it can spread a good message about what can be achieved naturally with dedication and hard work? And secondly, do you not also think that it's a good tactic to get more followers? You know, just because I'm saying natty in a reel doesn't mean that I'm not natural and I'm trying to get attention. I'm just trying to get, you know, trying to boost the algorithm, get the discussion going, and it works. I mean, the reel's on 320,000 views. But ultimately, if I didn't say I was natural in anything, a lot less people would actually appreciate it and think, oh wow, that's achievable. Because it is. That's the whole point of it, because it actually is. Whereas a lot of the people in the comments don't get that because they don't think I am natural. And then obviously if I wasn't, then yeah, that would be a problem, but I am. So it is achievable. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, so I had a lot of backlash on that reel, and it's all non-followers, it's not followers. And what it showed me is when you get kind of pushed more into the public eye, or like, you know, you go viral or whatever, it makes me realize that there's still so much work to be done in terms of spreading the message. I think you are massively in control of what you see on Instagram, like who you follow, and I think you can follow a lot of people that agree with you and you can think, oh, it's all good. But it's until you realise actually the people you don't follow and how many of them that there are, you know, that don't actually believe in natural bodybuilding. And it makes me realise more work needs to be done in just spreading the message. And that comes down to, you know, spreading more awareness around drug testing and how it's done. It comes down to spreading more education about what's actually achievable in terms of natural bodybuilding. Because at the end of the day, a lot of these people that are calling out naturals, it's an insecurity in their progress. It's a reflection of their confidence in themselves because they see that they can't do it, so you can't do it. But actually, if these people learnt more and understood what could be achieved if they actually just firstly were consistent and just put a bit more thought into the process, then they will soon realise, actually, okay, with that hard work and then maybe slightly better genetics, that is actually really achievable. That's what we need to do. We need to spread that message as much as we can, ultimately. But yeah, I really think it's just quite laughable when people post like actual content attacking people that say they're natural. It really just reflects their own mentality. And what it's basically saying is, my progress is shit, so therefore anyone with really good progress is not achievable, it's not possible because I can't do it, so you can't do it. It screams insecurity. So if you are one of those people watching this video right now that actually does that, get a grip, because you just look like an utter moron, to be honest. But it's entertaining, like I said, and I feel like people that do say this stuff, because they are insecure, they're trying to attack natural bodybuilding, and they're trying to make us feel upset, but they don't realise that it's the biggest compliment ever. Like, to actually have someone make a whole post about how I can't be natural makes me realise that my progress is clearly levelled up, because people are now doing that. That's never happened before, that extent. And to see it kind of be compared to other people that got shared, like top natural bodybuilders, it's actually pretty cool. So I was actually quite happy to see that post. Someone actually messaged me and said, I'm sorry to see all the hate again. And I said, it's not hate. Like, oh, it is hate, but it's not achieving what they think they're achieving. It's actually genuinely like a compliment, because it just says a lot about the progress you're making. So if you ever have comments like that, use it and be like, wow, actually this shows that you're making good progress. It's never going to change, like it's never going to completely change, it's never going to go away. People are always going to say this stuff, but I do think in time, as we educate people, it can improve. And I also think it comes down to kind of the mentality naturals have towards assisted bodybuilding. You know, if we can all be supportive of one another, everything's going to grow together. Obviously, assisted bodybuilding is so much more mainstream, more popularized. And I think if we, there's a lot of, I think there's like, within natural bodybuilding, there are some people that do kind of look down on people that are assisted. And I don't think that's the way to go, because we're all doing the same thing, it's just a different goal. Like, assisted bodybuilding, you require it to get to that level, to actually win assisted shows, you need it, right? So we shouldn't look down on people that do that, we should appreciate it, because it's the same thing, it's just an extreme. And I think if we can be all supportive of one another, then we're all going to grow. But yeah, MBW, AJ is doing a great job of spreading the message, and I'm very confident, you know, this brand, as it grows, and as some more shows, you know, like the MBW Internationals come next year, as these shows get more popularised, and we keep doing, you know, our job of spreading the message, it's going to get where we want it to be. But the truth is, like I said, it's never going to completely change. The fake natty comments are never going to stop coming from people, because There's always going to be people that are insecure about their progress. But yeah, I just thought I'd address it. And people saying, oh, why don't you post your bloods? I never do my bloods because I feel healthy, I'm natural, and I don't need to. But if I do them, I will share them because I think it could be of use. But I never do. The last time I did it was September 2023, so it was a long time ago. But yeah, I just thought it'd be worth discussing. I think it's a good topic to talk about. But I appreciate everyone watching the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you enjoyed that topic. And we'll have many more videos to come into the new year as prep gets closer and closer. So yeah, please like and subscribe, all that stuff if you're new to the channel. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.